Yeah, first off, I want to thank our fans. That was a great environment. They came early, or loud. They did what they needed to do for us to get the win. We needed stops. They were loud. Thank the student section. I thought it was great. So, big time environment. You know, I think our program's got to the point where our guys deserve to play in front of an environment like that, and I appreciate them coming out. Next time, hopefully, we give them a little bit better performance. You got to give Purdue a ton of credit. They're tough. You know, I think they're one of the most disciplined. You know, they run their stuff in the half court. They know how to attack all your coverages. But at the end of the day, the tougher team won tonight. Like, they out-rebounded us by 24. That's embarrassing. You know, in life, in sports, team that plays harder, people that work harder, and whatever field you're in, should win. And they won. They deserved to win. They were tougher. My guess is they prepared better coming into the game than we did. And we're going to have to fix some stuff. I mean, their offensive rebounding rate was 48%. That lead the country in a year. We've got major problems on the backboard. You know, their starting front court had 24 rebounds. Our starting front court had 6. So that's a problem. The other issue is their point guard, and Braden Smith's, I think he's the best point guard in the country. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I think he showed it tonight. I mean, 29, 7, and 4 is pretty good. You know, he has 7 rebounds. Our leading rebounder is 4. So they're, you know, what they list him at. I don't want to, you know, disrespect him at all. I'm guessing he's 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Point guard has 7 rebounds, and our starting front court has 6 combined. So we've got issues on the glass. We knew it in our exhibition games. We knew it in our inter-squad scrimmages. We knew it up at St. John's. We did a pretty good job. We out-rebounded them by 1. I thought Mari Allen came in, was outstanding from the guard spot. Taylor Bowen was exactly what we needed him to be against St. John's, but for whatever reason we couldn't do it tonight. So until we figure out how to make tougher plays, rebound the basketball at a much higher level, we're going to have a hard time beating the best teams in the country, and I think it showed tonight.
Yeah, when you talk about things to fix and how you go about fixing it, how do you work on toughness and making sure that a performance like that doesn't happen again from a rebounding standpoint?
Yeah, I think that's got to be a player-led deal. I mean, as coaches, you know, we've been doing a lot of rebounding stations, rebounding drills in practice. At the end of the day, you know, we give our players a quote Charles Barkley said about talk about positioning, all this on rebounds. At the end of the day, it's about desire. Like, you either want the ball or you don't. And like Clough, really good player, South Dakota State. You know, he had a pretty good game against us last year. But I don't think he's more athletic than our bigs. He had 11 rebounds tonight. So he had 3 offensive rebounds. So you know, Kaufman-Rin, he is tough, athletic. I mean, he's destroyed us 2 years in a row now. But eight offensive rebounds, 15 rebounds total. Like, those guys got a desire to go get the ball. They obviously got some technique. They know how to wedge in. They know all this. But, like, at the end of the day, if you got the size and athleticism and you want to go get a rebound, you're going to go get a rebound. And we're going to have to determine whether we want to be the tougher team, because I think the tougher team usually wins, and the tougher team won tonight for sure.
Matt Painter said their plan defensively was to keep the ball on the perimeter. What were they doing to prevent dribble penetration, and were y'all better off not penetrating anyway, given their front court size?
No, I think they did a pretty good job. They collapsed heavy. You know, we got a lot of threes off, and we made 10 threes in the first half. That's what kept us in it, because we couldn't rebound for anything. So, you know, when you collapse as heavy as they did, you're going to give up threes, and we got 44 threes off. Like, and if we didn't make those 16 threes, we had no shot at winning this thing. So they know, I mean, they're not as athletic as we are. So they have to do a different way. And he's smart. He's one of the best coaches in the country. He's been that for 20 years now. So, you know, they're skilled. They've got really skilled offensive players that maybe don't have the same foot speed some of our guys do, so they packed it in pretty tight. They tried to keep it out of the lane. I think when we drove it, we were able to spray it and get decent shots off. I mean, now the second half, I didn't think we moved it as well as we did in the first half. Thought our offense slowed down quite a bit, but we were still 71% at the rim. The issue is we took too many like non-rim twos, which not a lot, but we were 2 for 8 on non-rim twos, and the threes just didn't. I didn't think we got as good a looks in the second half, and maybe they made some adjustments. I'll have to go back and watch the film, but we went from 48% from 3 in the first half because they really collapsed to keep us out of the paint, like you said, but second half we only shot 26% from 3. So had we shot the same in the second half as we did in the first half, we'd have won the game despite our rebounding. But we didn't deserve to win. Like they deserve to win the game, and in sports, it's nice when the team that deserves to win wins, and they deserve this win tonight.
Yeah, despite the rebounding, y'all still had it tied with under 2 minutes to go, and then they outscored you 7-0 in the last 2 minutes. Just what did you see from an execution standpoint down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of trapped them, blitzed them on some ball screens. They did a pretty good job adjusting to it. Braden Smith's going to find an answer to anything you do, and we stayed in it a little too long. I thought they hit the pocket, scored about 3 or 4 straight possessions. We had to get out of it. That was a little earlier, I think, actually, though we'd gotten out of it. I got to go back and look at the last minute and a half. I mean, look, it was 80-80. They scored to go up 82-80, if I remember. And I think LeBaron went to the line with about 115-ish, 116 maybe is what my memory serves correctly, and misses the front end of a one-on-one. We got a chance to tie it with 1:15 to go and then go down and get a stop. He misses. They score. We get a bad possession on offense. I think maybe we missed. I can't remember exactly how that all went. But, yeah, I mean, to get out-rebounded like we did and for Barron to be at the line with a chance to tie it with 1:15 to go, like, we were fortunate to be in that spot with 1:15 to go. But I can't even remember exactly how they scored. It went from 80-80 to 82-80. We missed the free throws, and then I think we fouled Brandon, and he's not going to miss free throws. That's what happened. We missed. He made 2, and they got to. I think we had to foul at that point. It was like 30 seconds to go after we missed a shot. So just kind of went. We kind of lost it at that point, and then we had to start fouling. They made free throws.
Yeah, Davion only played a couple minutes tonight. I know he wasn't 100% going into it. Is he still not 100%?
No, he's not 100%, but I maybe should have played him more because he is tough. He can rebound the ball. His tailbone's still not 100%, but he could have played more, and that's probably a mistake on my part, to be honest with you.
Coach, I know you just mentioned the struggles from getting to the rim. Did you feel like your guards didn't try to get deep enough and try to maybe draw fouls and get into the paint and maybe pull it up a little bit too much?
Yeah, for sure. I thought some of our rim reads weren't great, particularly that one late when LeBaron kind of got almost to the rim and had Trelly wide open in the corner. Barron can get in the paint pretty easily. I mean, he's one of the best guards penetrating in the country, and I didn't think he attacked enough, to be honest with you. I thought he had some matchups he could have gone at. I remember he caught it in the corner on a guy that had no business guarding him. He just threw it back up top. There's multiple times I didn't really think we attacked them like we needed to get down. Because if you do attack, they're going to collapse. I mean, they have to. They don't guard great one-on-one, so they got good team defense, and you collapse. We got shooting all over the floor. So yeah, I didn't like our aggressiveness off the dribble at times, particularly in the second half.
Nate, this kind of goes back to scheduling. When you put these two back-to-back, St. John's, Purdue, was some of that tournament thinking that you'd have to do that in the tournament, or just the way it worked out? Or?
It's kind of just the way it worked out. We pretty much had the schedule done and tacked the St. John's game on. It was the only day open in the Garden, but I don't mind it. I mean, shoot, if you're trying to win at a high level in the NCAA tournament, you're going to have to go back to back on two really good teams. And shoot, we got another really good one. Illinois looked great against Texas Tech. Was that last night? Was it? Yeah. Shoot, they're bigger than Purdue almost, I think. So if we don't get our rebounding fixed at Illinois, we're not going to be able to win that game either. So, and then we got Gonzaga after that. Gonzaga looked pretty good against Creighton the other night. So we got 4 really good games in a row. We will find out what we're good at, what we got to improve at tonight. We've been sounding the alarm on the rebounding deal. We got exposed tonight. Our guys are going to have to decide whether they want to have a good season or whether they're just going to get out toughed every game the rest of the year.